not doership, not even seership. Just a chance to be clear, that's all. The mind says, oh yes, I don't want to do, it's like I have to do something. Yes, you have to do. Why do you have to do? I will tell you why you have to do, because although you are consciousness, and I know that you are consciousness, but at the moment you're not functioning as consciousness. You're functioning as a person. You're functioning as identity. And there's a strong belief in your identity. Therefore, one has to speak to you, consciousness, in your costume as being this particular identity. Because that is how you are negotiating, on the basis of an identity. When you have transcended that identity, now this discussion will not be of any value anymore. As long as you have the feeling of identity, of being the doer, because it says, okay, in so many other things, you are acting as the doer, and the believer, and the thinker, but here, I'm questioning your very identity, and you say, but you're telling me I have to do something. Okay, because you're used to doing, even relying on your intellect, relying on memory, relying on education, is a sort of an identity, and this is your world, this is how you function. In that space, you know your world and you kind of figure things out, things belong here and so on. If you somehow did not embrace this identity so deeply, then there would be no need to have a discussion on that level. Then we could see what is left, if there's something to discuss.
How not to embrace it?
Be aware of it. Be aware that this idea of myself also is observable. This idea functioning as an identity, I can describe who I am. I am like this, I'm a man, I grew up here, I studied these things, I've been meditating for so many years. This is a kind of construction also. And if there's strong identity with this, and the identity is a movement, an energy coming out of your consciousness that identifies with that conditioning. If you're aware of that, you don't have to try and kill it. I don't say, oh, kill it, push it, suppress. No, 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 let it be. But just acknowledge that that deeper seeing is present, within which the information of your sense of a virtual self is seen. That you are the deeper awareness in whose presence the idea of being a person arises in that and is perceived. Already there's space. And you allow the grace of detachment to reveal itself. If you hold firm to an identity, then you must function within the limit of your belief and your identity. It is like that. I don't want to refer to you as person, because I see the limitation. When consciousness identifies so strongly as being a person, it's full of limitations, full of judgments, full of anxiety, full of resistance, doubts. All of these things come vividly in your mind and being. Once you begin to recognize, but that's just a construct, it's not true, it's not solid. This identity, it's not consistent. It's always changing. Like when you were 6, you had a sense of who you are. When you're 10, you have a sense it's different. When you're 15, you start to feel differently, you have stronger opinions. When you're 20, again, you go to war even. And 25, you come home, one leg. Then 30, you start to, I'm against wars. And then 40, then you want to get rid of the world and whatever things. So which of these identity is correctly yours? There is some thread that's running through all these points that makes you always feel, but I'm me. But that me is not your personality. That me is your being. That is consistently present. That is the common denominator underneath all the changeful identities. That feeling, I am. When you are conscious, you have the taste, I am. The knowledge that you exist. In deep sleep, you don't even have this knowledge that you exist. You have no pride, you have no belief, You don't know if you're a man or a woman. You don't know if you're married or divorced. You have children, whatever. You don't even have a faith. Nothing is there. Because the one for whom all of these arise, the feeling I of existence, that one is not even there. And all beings, they enjoy this state of complete abandonment, even of the identity, even of the most elevated knowledge, the knowledge I exist. In deep sleep, you're not carrying this knowledge. And all the beings want to go to that state. Every day, you, at some point, willingly or unwillingly, lay down your identity and all that it is associated with and go into oblivion. And you don't go into that state screaming. Like I say, we spend intelligently a lot of money to buy the best bed in order to forget everything. You could get married today, I say. This morning get married, this evening honeymoon start. But when deep sleep come, your bride or your groom will not be there with you. You will not be there. Then waking happens, consciousness sprouts. Then the feeling arises, I am. It's not even a surprise. I am. First the I am must come, then the you are will follow. I cannot perceive you before I. First the light of I am must come, then the sense you, and then time will come, world will come, all will come. First I will come. And for most religion, in the quintessence of religion and spirituality is to try and get back to this place I am in its original innocence before it began to identify with quality. I am this body, I'm a man, I'm German, I'm Japanese. That came after. That is secondary. It is not original to your being. That feeling I am. When that feeling I am shines alone by itself without association with any concept, the fragrance arising out of that, that self-awareness, they say Satchidananda, the intuitive awareness that you exist and the consciousness of this existence and the bliss or the joy that arises in that space. Then all the beings, they say, are pursuing that nectar, that amrit, that taste of that unassociated presence. This one they call Bhagwan, Buddha, something like that, they say. Then some few, they're saying, but even this feeling I am, even unassociated, even this feeling is also watched. It arises also and is watched. When you're in the position to observe that even that taste, that quintessential taste, is itself a phenomenon, you're in the unborn and the unspeakable. Where is that now? Right here. Right here. It is really what we are, choicelessly. We are that. I speak about when as though it doesn't depend on time, it's not located in time, like when. It's only when for the mind, it's not when for itself.